Hello, my dear business friends. You haven't heard from me for a while, maybe, but I did want to say thank you very much for all of your support and help through the years, especially during my challenging times in the hospital in Dubai. But now I'm very much recovered, much stronger now, and involved in some extremely exciting things, mostly in the Philippines. So I wanted to share with you some of these things, and also express a desire that if you yourself, or if you know of someone that you trust, would like to be a part of things, would like to help me out, that would be great. And it takes a special person, someone who's adventurous and thinks outside the box, because this is very different, almost unbelievable, because of the size of these things. Some people spend a year, 10 years, 20 years looking for one item, such as the Titanic or some shipwreck. I now have 10 different sites with multiple locations on each site, maybe up to 10 or even more digging locations. So I'll try to show you some pictures and scans. I personally took all of these photos, did almost all of the scans. None of this was pulled off the internet or that. And the reason I'm addressing you is because, first of all, it's nice to have something so positive and so productive to share with you. And I know you were with me in times that maybe things were a struggle, but now it's like the light switch went on. These past 4 months have been so exciting. Even I have a hard time believing sometimes what I'm seeing. It's so amazing. So I hope these pictures and scans can make some sense. I'll have a few closing remarks at the end, and thank you so much for everything.
A little bit on the history of how did all of this gold, platinum, and diamonds wind up in the Philippines? Well, in the early 30s, Emperor Hirohito appointed his brother, Prince Chichibu, in charge of the Golden Lily Project. They sent spies and engineers out through 13 countries of Southeast Asia to find out who has the keys to the vaults, who has the combinations to the bank safes, who has all the gold and diamonds. So once they found out who had it, then when the war started, they came in and they took it. General Yamashita was put in charge of putting millions and millions of 6.2 kilo gold bars in the ground and tons of diamonds and other valuable materials from all over Asia, and hid it in the Philippines in the 7,600 islands there. Even the History Channel in America has a television program about this, and if you're interested, you can take a look at some of those episodes to learn a little bit more. It's almost 100% what I'm doing right now. So I've been in hundreds of tunnels, been down in the ground scanning walls, ceilings, floors of these Japanese tunnels, sometimes finding unexploded ordnance and things. Very, very interesting. Every day is an exciting day, and they call me Indiana Jones, so it fits me perfectly. So we're using 6 different types of scanning equipment, and some of them penetrate very deep into the ground and show things and shapes that do not belong there naturally. So that makes it easy to take other scanners and confirm. The long-range locators actually give us the initial direction as to where to go to look in the first place. So we have these multiple steps in order of confirming sites. We use many of the local friends and people, ones who own the properties usually want to help us, and it works out very well. It's amazing the stones that we find, the cement stones that are called markers and directional indicators. These actually help us in knowing that we're digging the right direction. This rooster, for example, was found at about 7 meters depth. This heart at 15 meters. And these are very hard cement stones. Triangles and other shapes were used by the Japanese to indicate direction, depth, and many times even inventories. I've seen several stones where Buddhas are carved into the stone itself. Faces are used very often to indicate a direction. Alligators, crocodiles, turtles, various shapes. Here a snake indicates the possibility of a booby trap. When it has another shape of a sleeping turtle, it means dig directly below. A pointing turtle or traveling turtle is pointing to, in this case, the cemented opening for a tunnel. Submarine, we also grind through some of these rocks. It is extremely hard, and we had a survey done or assay done, and it's very high content of metal as well as even titanium, making it very hard and making it confuse the scanners sometimes. So the waterfalls also, we have several of those, which the Japanese loved using because they could map them so easily. So now let me get to the point of where we are in the project so that you know maybe how, if you want to be involved. So our first project, we have 2 shallow fish ponds, each one containing a large cement box that's about 2 meters long, 1.5 meters wide, and could possibly contain 10 to 20 tons, maybe even more, of gold bars. So if you multiply 1 ton by $55 million, you can see that would be quite a bit. That is one of the first projects because it's quite shallow. The second project is very deep. It's about 150 feet, close to 50 meters in the ground, but it's also very exciting. This is one of the large sites. There were an estimated 175 imperial sites left in the country, thousands of other smaller sites, but this seems to be one of the big ones. It may be upwards of 1,000 tons. We don't know exactly, but maybe even more. So its estimated value might be $55 billion. And you can see the boxes, this scanner, this is the 7th scanner we actually had to rent, more detailed. And you can actually see the boxes lined up on the arch, the roundish shape of like a bunker underground, and even some straight walls, some possible columns and other things. So this will be our second project. We'll first drill on top of it and run a camera down the hole and check it out. On this same property, there are 2 other sites, a little bit smaller, but also worth probably hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Another positive aspect of our operation is that we're connected with a large foundation company here in the Philippines, which actually has many pieces of equipment, large equipment, cranes, bulldozers, excavators, etc., which can help us once we have pretty much 100% confirmation of location and depth. So we do not ask for their help unless we are very, very certain of where we need to dig. So that's our situation now, is we need a very high-tech and powerful scanner to confirm the direction and depth of these various sites. So we have 10 sites. The site is the whole area, but then each one of those may have 10 locations to dig. Some of them may be just a few bars, very much near the surface, very shallow. Some may be large boxes. Some may be large rooms filled with bars. So we just need to confirm those different things with a scanner, and that's where we need your help to have enough funds to be able to purchase that and then start the projects officially.
So no, Jonathan has not gone crazy. It may sound like it. It's kind of hard to believe, right? But having, thousands of tons of yellow metal at our fingertips, so to speak, well, it's 48 meters down in some cases, but still, to find those things all in a short period of time, that's not normal. So as I said, I believe that God finally said, all right, Jonathan, let's go for it. Flipped on the switch, and really amazing things have happened. So if you'd like to be a part, what I need now, I need to get some basic equipment. I need a very high-tech scanner to reach these points easier, and where we can dig more safely. We know the depth and the exact location rather than kind of guesswork. So we have the sites, we have contracts with all the property owners. They're very happy if we can come, so we share with them. And I'm offering a 10 times return, which is unusual for an investment. But so if somebody puts in $10,000, I would give them $100,000. But in this case, that's no problem because of the volumes of things that we have. So I hope that this can encourage you or give you something exciting anyway. And if you want to come over and join us, please, would love to have that. And again, thank you for all of your support, your encouragement, your kindness through the years, and I will never forget that. So thank you again, and contact me if you need any more information. Now is May 2023, and I believe by June or July we'll be already pulling things out of the ground. So it's a little bit time sensitive, but the more capital we have to get into this project, the better off we are. So thank you again, take good care, and I hope this makes sense.